Heyo, Nunya here. Just wanted to keep going with this book and keep pushing through it. I'm going to keep pushing through it throughout the evening. And if a problem arises, I'm just going to get off and get back on again and keep going. And I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep pushing. Because I'm going to make it through this and I'm going to leave and I'm going to go. One way or another, it's going to happen. Let's see. Okay, so where we stopped off, let me make sure. Yeah, where we stopped off was page 5 of the Tao Te Ching. And that was talking about the knowledge and desire. Men lack the knowledge and desire, then clever people will not try to interfere. If nothing is done, then all will be done. So that's where we left off, and I'm going to continue on where I left off. And I don't know if I should wait. I'm just going to reread it. Kind of just to kind of like waste a little bit of time and let people come back in, because I had that issue with the company coming over that I didn't know was going to come over. So we're going to read it over, but we already know what it is, which will flow better in what we're thinking. And it's always good to reread something, not reread. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. Heyo, I'm just reading it over again. Since I went over it the first time, I just kind of want to read over it one more time and kind of, suck in what I just got done understanding earlier. Was you here earlier? Or yeah, it doesn't matter. So I just start over because I was only 2 sentences in, so I just start over. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. So this is the Tao Te Ching. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The name of the mother of 10,000 things. Ever desireless, one can see mystery. Ever desiring, one sees the manifestation. These two spring from the same source, but differ in name, that appears as darkness. Darkness within darkness, the gate to all mystery. And here's your text. If you wanted to pause it and reread it, if you have any questions about what was just read. 2. Under heaven, all can see beauty as beauty only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good only because there is evil. Therefore, having and not having arise together. Difficult and easy complement each other. Long and short contrast each other. High and low rest upon each other. Voice and sound harmonize with each other. Front and back follow one another. Therefore the sage goes about doing nothing, teaching, no talking. The 10,000 things rise and fall without cease, creating yet not processing, working yet not taking credit. Work is done, then forgotten, therefore it lasts forever. No exalting the gifted prevents quarreling. No collecting treasures prevents stealing. No seeing desirable things prevents confusion of the heart. The wise therefore rule by emptying hearts and stuffing bellies, by weakening ambitions and strengthening bones. If men lack knowledge and desire, then clever people will not try to interfere. If nothing is done, then all will be well. The Tao is an empty vessel. It is used, but never filled. The Tao is empty vessel. It is used, but never filled. The Tao is an empty vessel. It is used, but never filled. It is used, but never filled. I'm going to keep going because I have a feeling if I keep going, then I'll know what it's talking about. O unfathomable source of 10,000 things. O fathomable source of 10,000 things. Blunt the sharpness, untangle the knot, soften the glare, merge the dust. O hidden deep but ever present, I do not know from whence it comes. It is the forefather of the gods. Huh. I think I'm going to think on that for a second. Okay, the Tao is an empty vessel. It is used but never filled. The Tao is an empty vessel. It is used but never filled. The Tao is an empty vessel. It is used but never filled. I'm thinking that means, you just kind of fill it as it goes along. The Tao isn't empty. It's everlasting. It just keeps filled, on its own. It's never really filled. It just keeps flowing. That's what I'm thinking it means. The unfathomable source of 10,000 things. Oh, unfathomable source of 10,000 things. Blunt the sharpness, untangled the knot, soften the glare, merge with dust. Oh, hidden deep but ever present, I do not know from whence it comes. It is the forefather of the gods. Boy, mosquitoes are bad. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Blunt the sharpness, untangled knot, soften glare, merge dust. I don't get it. Merge with the dust, soften with the glare, untangle the knot, blunt the sharpness. 10,000 things. So these are the 10,000 things. Is what you I don't know. That one up. Yeah, we're gonna look that one up. I can't read the introduction that kind of goes over some of this stuff. So, yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna look for the knot. Look for the knot. Look for the knot. Doesn't say anything about the knot in here in the introduction. At least I don't see it. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out. I don't see it. I don't know. Darn mosquitoes are making me itch. Okay. They're not gonna deter me though. I want to be outside with the beautiful sky. I like to see the beautiful sky in the background there. Blunt the sharpness. So, the Tao is an empty vessel. It is used, but never filled. The unfathomable source of 10,000 things. Blunt the sharpness. Untangle the knot. Soften the glare. Hide the the hidden deep, but ever present. I don't know from whence it comes. It is the forefathers of all gods. I don't know how to go back. I think I know where it's at. Let me just get it again, what I was looking for. Give me a second, I'm reading this introduction. And I'm seeing where I should start trying to read at in this introduction. Like skip some of it, that way I don't get copyrighted. Okay, so it's saying that you have to practice each of these things. So you have to stay sharp and untangle yourself, soften the glare, and merge with the dust. That's what it sounds like to me, but I'm going to read further here and make sure. Yeah, it's inner work. Yeah, it's all the BS that you're hiding inside. Merge with the dust, soften the glare. It's like the 10,000 things that are in your head. Alright, let's move on. 5. Heaven and earth are impartial. They see the 10,000 things as straw dogs. The wise are impartial. They see the people as straw dogs. So heaven and earth are impartial. They see the 10,000 things as straw dogs. The wise are impartial. They see the people as straw dogs. Huh. So one sees it one way and the other sees it the other way. The space in between heaven and earth is like a bellows. That's that space that I was talking about. Hi.
How's Larry doing?
He's still in the hospital. We're waiting to hear. They ran tests, so we're waiting to hear about those. So the shape between heaven and earth is like a bellows. The shape changes, but not the form. The more it moves, the more it yields. More words count less. Hold fast to the center. Okay. Hey, that's what we're experiencing right now. It's basically talking about that. Like the bellows in between, like we have to close this gap here. At least what I was talking about. It's expressing that gap. The space between heaven and earth is like a bellows. The shape changes, but not the form. The more it moves, the more it yields. And that is true, because the more I chase it, the more it goes away from me until I get rid of, hey, who's over here? Just trying to figure this 5 out. We're on 5, page 7 here of the Tao Te Ching. Tao Te Ching. Hey, 7 serpents. Just trying to get through this book. Maybe you can help me. Because I'm trying to desperately, like, just like, I'm ignoring the introduction and I'm going directly into the Tao Te Ching. Because I can't read that part, the introduction, because it was made in 1986. So I think that's something that has to do with copyright. So I'm ignoring that part and I'm just going directly to the Tao Te Ching and I'm just trying to figure it out myself instead of going through the introduction. I did read the first little bit of that, but it all seems pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I can figure this stuff out. Just like this was pretty hard, but I think I figured it out. Tell me if I'm right. Hey, second wheel. We needed that second wheel. How are you? Is this Galaxy Corn Club? Or is this Junebug? Or is this somebody else? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm just going to continue to read. So I'm just going to go back to 4, because I just want your opinion, Seven Serpents. The Tao is an empty vessel. It is used, but never filled. The unfathomable source of 10,000 things. Blunt the sharpness, untangle the knot, soften the glare, merge the dust. O hidden deep but ever present, I do not know from whence it comes. It is the forefather of the gods. That would be like the all the thoughts, right, that you have in your head, like like you're trying, like in meditation, you're trying to empty that vessel out. And it's never really filled because if you meditate, you can like empty it out. Am I right about that? Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh. Hey Chris, how are you? I'm glad to have 2 smart minds here, because I'm cheating a little. I'm just flowing, man. I just want to get through all this stuff. So I'm sitting here all night until I finish this Tao. I'm doing it because we don't have much time, and I keep getting that urgency. The urgency is calling, so I'm just gonna keep pushing through this, the Tibetan of the Dead, and whatever I got, I'm just gonna push right through it and just keep reading until my eyes hurt, until they fall out. I'm gonna get caught up with you guys if it kills me. So I think that just means like all these thoughts, that you're trying to sort out in meditation. That it's the unfathomable source of 10,000 things. It's like I say that, 100 million things going through my head. That's what I think I'm saying, is that it's blunt to sharpness. It's blunt, and then it becomes sharp as you learn it. Untangled, and then knotted. It's secure. Soft, and then the glare. Soften, and then the glare. Merge with dust. And that's what it sounds like to me that they're talking about. I don't want to read any of the introduction on here, so I'm not gonna go back. If you guys, I did once, and I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. And I think I'm for sure that that's what it means. I'm almost positive. I'm gonna keep going because I think I'm right. So, I mean, it seems to make sense that they're talking about meditation at this point, because that is the first step that you take after you wake up. With the 10,000 things. So yeah. So then the heaven and the earth are impartial. They see the 10,000 things as straw dogs. What is straw dogs? Straw dogs. The wise are imperial. They see the people as straw dogs. That's something that I don't know. What is a straw dog? Dang, I wish I could look on Google. Maybe I can go back to the introduction. Tibetan and the Egyptian Book of the Dead were part telling a near cosmic collision with Earth, and after effects Earth grumbling, an extra 4.5 days per year, Executra, Chris says. And Serpent says, because the Tao is no thing specific. It is always potentially everything, 10,000 things. Yeah, like the thoughts in your head, the 10,000 thoughts that you're running, just like that. But what is straw dogs? Anybody can click on Google and find out what straw dogs is? I mean, I'll look in the front here at the introduction and see if they go over it. Hey, we got a third wheel. Don't know who it is. But hey, welcome. We're trying to figure out the Tao Chin. Wait a minute. What? Max is here. Hey, Max is here. I'm like, I seen a thing that says Chris and Max, hey, and I'm like, I don't see Max anywhere. We're just talking about the Tao Chin. I'm gonna push through this sucker, and I'm gonna get it all done tonight. All this right here, I'm pushing right through it, because there ain't no time left. I ain't got time to be messing around, so. Yo, yo, says Max. Hey, Chris. Hey, Seven. And then everybody's meet and greeting. Oh, and then Chris says, I want to be one with the pepperoni pizza. So any thoughts yet about the straw dogs? Is that the same as the 1,000 thoughts? Okay, let me look at that with your meaning behind it, with everything. It's everything. Okay, so heaven and earth are impartial. They see everything as straw dogs, but I still don't understand what straw dogs are. And Chris is putting up all these little emojis. It looks like a little alien guy, like a little Furby, and looks like a detective. Itching. These mosquitoes. I don't know though. Straw dogs. You know what? Forget it. I don't think I need to know that anyway. I can get the meaning behind it. It would mean like, hell, I don't know. Straw dogs. The people see as straw dogs. The space between heaven and earth is like bellows. The shape changes between form. Well, that doesn't talk about the top. What the hell is straw dogs? Darn it! I hate whenever one word just kind of like trips you up. Sushi's commentary on this verse explains heaven, earth are not partial. Yeah, that's what this is saying. It's not partial. It's impartial. If I mess that up and you didn't hear the impartial, I'm sorry. They do not kill living things out of cruelty and give them birth out of kindness. We do the same when we make straw dogs. Oh, so it's the same thing as giving back to nature in a way. I mean, that is the way you're describing that. You know, you don't kill living things out of cruelty for necessities. They give birth out of kindness. Okay, so it's just being a good person. You know, you don't want to do something that... It's a straw dog, I guess. Yeah. Alright, the space between heaven and earth. Sorry, I just need to soak that in for a second. The space between heaven and earth is like a bellows. The shape changes, but not the form. And I can get that. The more it moves, the more it yields. And I get that because I'm experiencing that every time I chase it. It's kind of like really hard to catch, but it's like right there in front of me. Oh, you guys are chatting here. To use this in sacrifice, we dress them up and put them on an altar, but not because we love them. And when the ceremony is over, we throw them into the street, not because we hate them. Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Thank you. I get it. I get it. All right. Chris, so close. We have determined through intense investigation that the Earth is a pizza bun in a Vicks pickle jar. Care closed. Let me read that right. Chris, so close. We have determined, though, through intense investigation, that Earth is a pizza bun in a Vicks pickle jar. Care closed. I don't think I read that right, but it's still funny. Being of ceremonial importance, but then discarded right after with indifference. Oh, indifference. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Straw dogs of ceremonial importance, but then discarded right after with indifference. Yeah, I get it now. That right there explains it. It puts that ceremonial thing in there, which I can picture. You know, like I picture. What is it? Where they all got caught, Bohemian Club, where they were burning that thing, and then they discarded it. Straw Dogs to Dao De Ching. Straw Dog and Dao De Ching. The conger eel strikes. Okay, let me just turn on this light. That way I can see. Hi, Jimmy James. I'm alright. I'm reading. I'm learning. Yay! Hang on one second.
I'm learning.
Huh?
I'm learning.
I'm learning.
Yay!
Yay! Alright.
Yay!
I'm going to be smart. Yay! Thank you, James. I love you.
You're welcome.
Sorry. But he's not going to stop unless I do this. I love you! Peace out, brother! Sorry. He is such a good boy, though. I tell you what. Alright. So where was I? We just got done with the more it moves, the more it yields. The more words count less. More words count less. Hold fast to the center. So I should be observing and not shut up. Just shut up. I think that's what it's trying to say. Shut up and observe. But I can't because I need to learn, so I'm going to keep going. The valley spirit never dies. It is the woman, primal mother. Her gateway is the root of heaven and earth. It is like a veil barely seen. Use it. It will never fail. Okay, the valley spirit never dies. And I agree with that. 100%. It is the woman, primal mother. So the primal mother never dies, and I can see that because, you know, a mother with protection of her young, yeah, that would be like a hawk, you know, or it would be like the sparrow, I would think, the sparrow, and you know, like the hawk comes in and attacks the nest, and the little sparrow against this hawk, and you know, tears the hawk up for coming next to its nest. I think it would be like something, I'm picturing it like that. The valley spirit never dies. It's like the sparrow never will stop, you know, that primal instinct to, you know, save her babies. So the spirit would never die because of that. And it is the woman, primal mother, so that would have to do with primal, like primal fear, right? It's like natural. Like a primal instinct, you know, prime. So her gateway is the root of heaven and earth. That would be what the other end of the barrier, like, right? Like here's me, my body, in the reality, and here's my soul in the matrix, but it can't go anywhere because it's tethered to my body, right? But it's pulling me. So yeah, that would be this wall here. Once I get past this, once I go here and I get past that, I think that's what it's talking about. Use it, it will never fail. It is like a veil barely seen. Yeah, use it, it will never fail. So that's like the no. So you just know, yeah, because that's where the no comes from, is from the matrix. So somebody just do something here. I just seen it go off. The valley is low, soft, and feminine compared to the mountain. Gotcha. So it's kind of like a thing, okay. I'm just gonna reread it. Did I just do my speech impediment? We read. How about we read this for you? The valley spirit never dies. It is the woman, primal fear. Her gateway is the root of heaven and earth. It is like a veil barely seen. Use it, it will never fail. Moving on. Heaven and earth last forever. Why do heaven and earth last forever? They are unborn, so ever living. The sage stays behind, thus he is ahead. Time shift. This is detached, thus at one with all. So that's like the out-of-body experience it's talking about, sounds like. Through selflessness action, he attains fulfillment. So let's go back to the top. Heaven and earth last forever. Hey, NMLB, we're just reading the Tao Te Ching. I have a feeling that I need to finish this like right away, so I'm cramming it tonight. And I'm just going to be on here until something happens and I got to leave, and then I'm going to come back again because I need to finish all this tonight. That's my goal, is to finish all this, what I have left. All the Tao Te Ching. All right, Mike. Good deal. I'll try to remember that. I'm bad with names, so I seen you posted some new videos today. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to come see you live, but I've been trying to cram, and get this stuff taken care of because I'm behind and I need to get ahead. I need to find it. So I'm cramming to find it. And I hope you know what I'm talking about. And I hope, that you find it too. So, heaven and earth last forever. That's kind of contradictory to what I'm thinking in my own head of what's going to happen. I don't know about the earth making it. I mean, earth is not going to last forever. It'll die. They are unborn. Oh, is it because it's a simulation, right? Right. I get it. I get it. Okay. They are unborn. Still ever living. Because it's all in your head. I think I get it. Alright, let me read what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm at work. And I am in law enforcement. Ooh. And I streamed it. And I streamed it. Seven Serpents, and that was Mike talking in NMLB Gaming. Go check him out if you like the gaming. He played some good games today. I think if that was you that I'm thinking of, it was God, what was it? Oh, I'm sorry. There's so many things I was trying to look at. I was trying to get familiar with all you new guys that I picked from Positive. So it's kind of hard with all these names and videos. I'm trying to cram it all in and cram all this stuff in and cram real life in with children that aren't mine, that are really hard and difficult to adjust to. The female always conquers the male, soft like the valley. The mountain is pulled into it over time. But the valley never loses anything. Gotcha. Thank you. God, I love you. I love you guys. This is so much easier than reading a damn introduction and all that. And I can't even read that on here. I wanted to, because it would explain things a lot better. But unfortunately, 1986. So, there you have it. The Galaxy Court Club girl is here in the house. Alright, get it out of here because it's echoing. She's at the door and it's echoing. I can hear it echoing. Because the woman is stronger than the man. Okay, now that I got all that information, let me reread it. Heaven and earth last forever. Why do heaven and earth last forever? They are unborn. Yeah, it came from this, okay. So, ever living, the sage stays behind, thus he is ahead. He is detached, thus at one with all. Am I reading the right one? Yeah. Heaven and earth last forever. It's like I had a brain fart. I so don't remember reading this. Did I skip? The Valley Spirit never dies. It's the one primal mother. Yeah, I already read that one. Why does this seem foreign now? Alright, let me reread it. I'm tripping out. Hey, we got a 6-wheel. Welcome. Welcome to the madness. It's Jill the Info. Blessings all. MLB. Okay, I have a question for you. Go ahead, Mike. Ask the question. Selfless action. Heaven and earth last forever. Well, that's self-explanatory. Why do heaven and earth last forever? Why do heaven and earth last forever? to get to the other side. Why is ladies stronger than man? Ladies. He said, Labries. Why is Labries? I know what you mean. You don't have to retype anything. I do that all the time. The damn autocorrect comes in on me, and it sounds like I'm talking perverted or something all the time. Inappropriate talk. Stronger than men. I don't think that we're stronger. I think that we're equal. We just like different. It's kind of like, you know, an autistic child is different in his processing of his thoughts. So he may be better than me in one thing, like way better than me in one thing. I'm talking genius in one thing. No, we're not stronger. We're the same. You have different attributes. Just like my nephew has different attributes, and I have different attributes. Women and men, and we all have different attributes. It's not that one of us is stronger than the other one. It's just different. You're strong in a different way than women are strong. We're strong as far as our lovingness and, you know, compassion, because men are logical and analytical. Women are soft and, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Go to Jeff, he'll explain it. He's good at explaining things. Supreme goodness is like water. It benefits all things without contention. In dwelling it stays grounded. In between it flows to depth. In expression it is honest. Good tidings. Show the info. And they're all greeting. Max is greeting Corn Club and Joe. Oops. There we go. In confrontation, it is gentle. In governance, it does not control. In action, it aligns to timing. It is content with its nature and therefore cannot be faulted. Hi, Max, says John Info. Okay, so I'm going to get back to reading this because I need to get through it by tonight and by tomorrow because I want to get done and I want to start on a different book. I got that book down at the library, the Hermetica, and that I think I'm going to do next. And I'll be getting that tomorrow. And it should be there. And Mike says, you all have kids and bleed 7 days. If we had kids, I'd like to know how and where they would come from. And if we bleed 7 days, we would die. No, actually, you guys can be compassionate at times. I mean, there's a gentleman that's in the hospital right now, the father of these children, you know. He's really strong, you know. He takes it on, like, you know, feminine like a woman and, you know, strong like a man. And he tries to go both ways because he has a daughter and a son. So, you know, that's pretty strong to me, to lean in the favor of being, you know, this feminine type in trying to. And what I mean by that is that he takes his time, you know, and I don't mean to get personal about this, but it's kind of endearing to me. He takes his time and he looks at the clothes, all the clothes, the underwear, the, you know, the little tops that you put underneath, you know, like the under tops, the little training bras, you know, and they all look so dainty and so pretty, you know, like he took his time to pick these things out, and that's feminine, you know, and he took the time to do that, and, you know, it just takes time. It just, you know, if you love somebody, then that's what it takes, and you gotta put the feminine side in there. You can't, you know, whenever you got kids, you gotta go both ways. So yeah, men can do it too. I mean, this guy's done it for years. I do that for my kids too, exactly. So I mean, men and women are the same, or just stronger in different ways. Like, you guys are strong physically, and analytically and logically. It seems like you men are stronger at, and we're more stronger in compassion and empathy and just some more feminine things. I'm not very feminine, so it's hard for me to explain what feminine is. I've always been a tomboy, so never really liked the dolls. Although whenever I got to be a teenager, I did. Okay, so we're gonna keep going, and let me reread this. Heaven and earth last forever. Why do heaven and earth last forever? They were unborn. Okay, I realize that. So ever living. Realize that. The sage stays behind, thus he is the head. Okay, so let me explain this, because I know that you might be confused by it. And I just want to take the time out to, that way you guys can pause it if you want to read it on your own. Okay, and we're going to move forward here, and I'm just going to show you the forward one. The next one here. I tried to move it, but it's not wanting to turn. There we go. Okay. The highest good is like water. Oh, let me see your guys' chat here. I am almost 50. And I still do that role with the kids because me and the wife wants the best for them. Good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. See, so men can be just as strong as women. Don't take that away from yourself. You're just stronger in a different way. It's backwards. Lots of laugh. Is it backwards? I thought it flipped it, you know, like whenever, because I see it backwards right now. Is it backwards for you guys too? Is it really? It doesn't show it like forward? God, that sucks. That stinks. Well, that figures. Something else I don't know about. Boy, you could tell I'm fresh new at this stuff. Because I just keep embarrassing myself all over the place, but I don't care. I ain't embarrassed. I don't really care. Um, the highest good is like water. Water gives life. I can laugh at myself. That's funny. You read this. Okay. Okay, I'll continue to read. The highest good is like water. Water gives life to 10,000 things and does not strive. It flows in place men reject, and so it's like the Tao. So 8. The highest good is like water. Water gives life to 10,000 things and does not strive. It flows in place men rejects, and so it's like the Tao. Oh, so they're saying that this gift is thrown away like the Tao. The gift is thrown away that you have inside of you, like the water of life, you know? Yeah. Indwelling, be close to land. In meditation, go deep in the heart. Did I tell you I finally did it? It was it was Chill with Glenn. He was doing that flute, and I was laying there. I was laying down, and I was just like chilling with the music, you know. And he was playing that flute, and I went out. I was out, and whenever I came out of it, it wasn't. I don't think I was sleeping. It didn't feel like I was sleeping. It just felt like I may have had an outer body experience, maybe. I don't know. But it didn't feel like sleep. It just felt different. It felt good. You know, like I got a good night's sleep, you know, or something. And like a clarity that I needed, you know, was there. I was tired. I was real tired. That was the thing is I was real tired after that. So I don't know if that's normal, but man, that was great. Because I don't remember a thing. I was just like relaxed, like so relaxed to the point to where, you know, my eyes were closed and I don't think I was responsive, but I wasn't sleeping. And I know I wasn't sleeping, even though I laid down to relax and closed my eyes, you know, because you playing the flute, you have to meditate, man. It just sounded so nice in the way he plays it, you know. I hope he got my email. That's for sure. I sent it today, so I'm hoping, because these darn electronics around me, they don't really want to work very well. And I'm always worried about chatting or texting or doing anything that's electronic because, you know, I have to reread my stuff because sometimes if, you know, it messes with it, it makes it look funny, you know, or take some words out to make it sound like I'm mad at somebody. You know what I mean? Making it hard on me. Trying to make it hard on me. Anyway, let's get back to the book. See, I'm procrastinating. um, Indwelling, be close to land. In meditation, go deep to the heart. In dealing with others, be gentle and kind. In speech, be true. In ruling, be just. In daily life, be competent. Be competent. There. In actions, be aware of the time and the season. No fight, no blame. Okay, so let me reread that because that was a lot. And one. The highest good is like water. Water gives life to 10,000 things and does not strive. It flows in place men reject, and so it is like the Tao. So the higher thought is like the Tao. It gets thrown away. Indwelling. Be close to the land. In meditation, go deep in the heart. In dealing with others, be gentle and kind. In speech, be true. In ruling, be just. In daily life, be competent. In action, be aware of time and the season. So, stay landed. From the heart. Be kind and gentle. True and just. Truly just competent. Truly just competent. Season. So let's see how many of these I've always done. So I'm trying to stay close to land now. In meditation, I try to go deep into the heart. It's just not happening right now, but I'll get there. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Wait, I think I missed a lot. Okay. It's backwards. Oh, that's whenever. Really? What's last? Really? Yeah, really. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes in the Tao Te Ching, when it says women, it means male of female, having feminine yin nature, like nurturing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Because I was thinking in my head that we're all one, and wouldn't that reflect in, like whenever I say, uh, because it's kind of hard to think more and to get my thoughts sorted. So it's kind of like whenever I'm doing these shows, they're my shows, but the channel is your channel. And sometimes I mix those two up whenever I'm talking really fast and I'm having this flow going, that I'll say my channel, but I actually mean ours. We, ours, yours, kind of thing. So yeah, I was thinking that that's what they were meaning whenever they said male, and they put male and female in the same sentence. And that's why I brought up my brother-in-law having that feminine, touch to him, that it can't happen, and that it should happen, because it's needed sometimes in life. It's like it's needed for a woman to be the man sometimes, and to take that dominant role, and to be the stern, the guy that spanks, whenever it's needed, whenever the person is hurting others, that's whenever you're supposed to spank a child, is whenever they're hurting themselves or others. So yeah, sometimes you have to be the dad and spank, you have to be the stern one. Better stop short than fill to the brim. Over sharpen the blade, and the edge will soon blunt. Nine, better stop short than fill to the brim. Over sharpen the blade, and the edge will soon blunt. Amass a store of gold and jade, and no one can protect it. Claim wealth and titles, and disasters will follow. Retire when work is done. This is the way of heaven. Better stop short than fill to the brim. Over sharpen the blade, and the edge will soon blunt. amass the store of gold and jade, and no one can protect it. Claim wealth and titles, and disaster will follow. Retire when work is done. This is the way of heaven. Seven says, it means push yourself, but not too hard. No, no, I'm pushing myself hard. Sorry, number 9, but that's out. I ain't got no time. I ain't got no time not to push myself and to make myself go through all this. And, it wouldn't have picked me to be so late unless I can handle it, so I'm doing it. And I'm just going to keep pushing and then keep doing it. And hopefully I'm doing the right thing, and I think I am. Because, man, I lived this stuff all my life. This is like common nature to me, all this stuff. It's just hard to put words to it, and to exactly know what you're doing. You just do it. So I think I'm good, I think I can blow right through this because I already do it. I don't need to be told. The only thing that happens to me is sometimes I do slack off, from these things. Like, especially whenever I fell hard the last two and a half years, you know, that's whenever it really hit. So, yeah. So all you as other saps can stick behind. I'm going forward and I'm pushing it. Carrying body and soul and embracing the one. Can you avoid separation? Attending full and becoming supple. Can you be as a newborn babe? Okay, let me stop there. That's a mouthful. Oh, sorry. Sorry. You went for a ride. There we go. Carrying body and soul and embracing the one. Carrying body and soul and embracing one. Can you avoid separation? Attending fully and becoming supple. Supple. I mean, it's an easy word, but I forgot what it means. Give me a second. Supple. Supple. Isn't that like tasty? Supple. Dang. I hate getting smart. Because then you go dumb in other places, like the simple places. Like, what does supple mean? It looks foreign, too. There's certain words like that, I know what it means. Like, I could say it in a sentence, but to spell it out, it just looks wrong. And to say it, it sounds wrong. And to know what it is just doesn't seem right. I don't know. Lately here, that's what it's been looking like to me. Okay. Supple. Yeah, I would think that it's kind of like that, but not really. I know what it means. If you don't know what it means, you gotta Google, look it up. I can't go to Google. I'll lose the stream if I go to Google. Like a green stick that bends instead of breaks. Like a green stick that bends. That is not a green stick. Supple doesn't mean a green stick. You trying to fool me? Or are you talking about something else? Maybe you're talking about the previous page. And maybe my stream is all messed up. But I don't think so, because Galaxy came in and she was texting right. And she was right there, so. Retire when the work is done. No, it's not talking about that. Well, I generally know what the meaning is. I'm just gonna keep moving. I'm gonna keep pushing on. So carry the body in the soul and embracing the one. Sitting fully and becoming supple. Can you be as a newborn babe? Yeah, I can. A little pig babe. Sound like a sheeple mixed. Pig sheeple babe. Supple just means soft, not brittle. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that because I can't get to Google. Go with the flow. Yeah, I was going to, but my uncle told me, and he was a very wise man. He told me if you don't know what a word means, look it up. If it looks foreign to you, always try and sort it out because you could choke up in the middle of another part and totally lose everything that you've been reading because you're that one word. So I have a habit of trying to figure things out. Can you be as a newborn babe? Yes, I can. I can cleanse, wash and cleansing the primal vision. Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. Can you be without strain? Having trouble with that, but I'm working on it, so that's going to be something that I work on. Let me get a pencil here so I can mark in here. It's something to work on. I'm going to put, can you be without strain? No. Loving all men and ruling the country. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Can you be without cleverness? Can you be without cleverness? Not yet. So I'm going to put no. Because right now I want to be clever. I want to figure out this information, right? So can I be now? No, not right now. So I got to be honest with myself here. Water can flow, water can crash. Carry the body and the soul and embrace the one. Can you avoid separation? I guess you can intertwine that in a way, yeah. Yeah, I can see that side of it. Okay, yeah, you was talking about this. Washing and cleansing the primal vision. Let's see. Opening, closing the gates of heaven. Am I supposed to be answering these? No, I can't open the gates of heaven. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. That's not my responsibility just yet. I'm down here. Can you play the role of woman? Well, yeah, I could play a role of a woman. Not really. Not at all. I can try to act like a lady, but it doesn't come out right. I'm over here laughing at myself because I can't do it. Okay, can you play the role of a woman? I could try, and I might succeed if I do it right. Understanding the and being open to all things, yes, of course. Are you able to do nothing? Oh, yeah. Giving birth and nourishing, yeah. Bearing yet not possessing, yeah. Working yet not taking credit. Yes, I can do that. I have. I've done that before and just kept quiet. There's been plenty of times that I keep quiet, so yeah, I can do that. I don't give myself enough credit for where credit's due. because I forget all the small things. You think about the major things. Like if you so like something special happens whenever you help someone. You have a connection between somebody and the bond, and I like to talk about that. And I like to get somebody to get out there and start helping people. So yeah, I do. I guess I do take credit, but I like to for the good of things. I like to point something out within what happened, within the exchange of what happened. Kind of like what just a human did. He posted it because he felt the need to put it out there, because not enough people care and consider about the other person you know inside the store that doesn't have the money for something that you may have the money for and don't mind doing, for that person. It's not that you're gloating, it's just that you're putting it out there so that people see the kindness. Because no one else is going to put it up there. That checker girl, she's not going to put it up there. She don't care about it, you know? So somebody has to care and put it out. Be like the water, my friend. Be humble. Oh, I am humble. Be proud of you. Work, but don't boast on your good deeds. I never boast, but sometimes you just want to tell a story so that someone learns from that, like children. So it's not like you're boasting. I know you agree with me, Max. So you don't have to say anything. Like like oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Like you were boasting, but no, I do know that there's a difference between boasting and just telling a story because it could benefit someone else, especially children. You gotta tell them, things like that, things of good deeds, because that way they do them. Chris says, S old rather than check, check rather than hurt, hurt rather than maim, maim rather than kill, kill rather than letting yourself be killed. Yeah, I was just talking about to my niece like that, about that kind of stuff. You know that? Because, yeah, she has to walk up to the bus stop, and I told her that if anybody ever, came up to her to grab her keys or to grab a pencil and go for the eyes, kick him in the nuts and go for the eyes, and dig those eyeballs out. Don't be afraid to dig them out. And she's like, but won't that hurt him? I said, well, won't he hurt you? Come on. If he has you trapped and if he's chasing after you and he grabs you, then you have every right to dig out his eyes at that point, because he's touching your person and he means harm. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Can you play the role of the woman? Okay, I already did that, so yeah. I can do all that except for 1, 2. I haven't been doing 1, 2. I haven't been doing can you be without strain, because I do have some negative energy in me that comes out whenever I'm stressed and I'm trying to adjust to all this. And you gotta have a balance between ma and pa, and stern, and feminine. You have to have an equal balance, and it's kind of hard because sometimes I'll go light and sometimes I'll go too hard, and I just got to find my balance there with them. And it is really hard, I do got to say. And sometimes I do get aggravated at, the computer or these phones, and I'm trying to type, or, you know, uh, James is a little bit spoiled. The autistic one, he's a little bit spoiled. His dad done that to him because he gets him anything he wants, as far as, oh, well, we'll have chicken nuggets, and processed food, and I don't have any chicken nuggets, and he hasn't had any in a few days. So he's not eating anything else. And like I told him, I said, well, then it's your choice, you know. You have to go with the flow of things. You can't, you know. So I have to be stern at the same time as I'm being feminine and explain why. But then be stern, like, you have to adjust, you know. Life throws you lemons, you got to make lemonade out of it, you know. That's just all there is to it. You got to put that 8 on the lemon, and you got to 8 it, you know. So that means you got to get up and, you know, I don't know, you got to eat, you know. You can't just not want to eat because you can't have what you want. Life don't work that way. I mean, I think of all these kids now, and I think that they're all freaking spoiled. Because I used to have nothing, man. I used to do, I mean, I used to have friends that you had, you know, government cheese, you know. It seemed like it was a different time. It seemed like all these kids now are just spoiled. They all have these phones, and I don't know. They just seem spoiled. You spoiled rotten brats. Not all of them, but most of them. You know, that little girl there up at the center, I don't think she was too spoiled. She was just a wise little soul, man. She was weird. Too big for her body, I tell you what. Okay, so we got that, so we need to move on. 30 spokes share the wheel's hub. It is the center hole that makes it useful. Shape clay into vessel. It is the space within that makes it useful. Cut doors and windows for a room. It is the holes which makes it awful, or that makes it useful. Sorry. Sometimes words I have to. Therefore, benefits come from what is there. Useful form what is not there. Usefulness form what is not there. What? What? Okay, clear the head. Go back in. 30 spokes share the wheel's hub. In its center hole that makes it useful. Okay. Shape clay into a vessel. It is the space within that makes it useful. Okay. Cut the doors and windows for a room. In its holes which make it useful. Therefore, benefits come from what is there. Usefulness from what is not there. I think I get that, and I do that. Like, I make use of everything I have. I don't like throwing things away. If I can use them, then I use them, and I don't throw them away. Just like any good techniques, you know, if it's not working then, it may work later, so I'll throw it in the bin of use later in my storage file. So I think that's where it's going with that. I'm pretty sure. It sounds like that's where it's going with it. It's describing that. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Let me see what you guys are writing here. I always forget to check them, sorry. Be proud of you. Skull, check, brain, Miami, or wait a minute. That's not Miami, that's Miami. Scold, chuck, break, maim, kill. I'm just trying to see how far this stream is. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, you could relate it to meditation. Becoming empty brings benefits. Okay, I get it. Thank you. Okay, I get it. So you're pulling it out of you. Out of your hub. Out of you. Darn mosquitoes. Okay, 12. How many more do we got? How many more do I got? 23. I'm on 12. That is not too bad. It's not too bad at all. But this is a lot of thinking, you know. It's not like a book that you read like horror, you know, where you just keep reading it and you just keep going with it. It's like thinking involved. Okay, the 5 colors blind the eye. The 5 tones deaf the ear. The 5 full flavor, or the 5 flavors dull the taste. Racing and hunting madden the mind. Precious things lead one astray. Is Galaxy still on here, or does she leave? Therefore the sage is guided by what he feels and not by what he sees. He let go of that and chooses this. Huh. Okay. Boy, it's too bad Galaxy isn't here. I tried to get her to read it. I really did. But she didn't want to. Okay, she wanted to read Goosebumps. I told her this was way better than Goosebumps. The 5 colors blind the eye. The 5 tones deaf the ear. The 5 flavors dull the taste. Racing and hunting madden the mind. Precious things lead one astray. Okay, I get that totally. I don't need to. You guys may not, but that means that basically you're spoiled. You're spoiled. That's exactly what that means. You're spoiled with things, and you need to let things go. Precious things lead one astray. That's what it's trying to tell you. You're spoiled. Therefore, the sage is guided by what he feels and by what he sees. Am I a sage? He lets go of that and chooses this. Am I a sage? Is that what it's saying? Therefore, a sage is guided by, and I am guided by what I feel and not what I see. So I am a sage. I am the sage. Yep, that's it. I think that was now. I don't even know, but yeah, I think I'm the sage. I think that's what it's saying. And whenever I let go of that, whenever I let go of those feelings, when I let go of that and chooses this would be it, right? It would be what we're all looking for. Therefore, a sage is guided by what he feels and not by what he sees. He lets go of that and chooses this. Yeah, okay. Accept a accept the grace. Accept disgrace willingly. Accept misfortune as the human condition. And I do that. I don't accept disgrace willingly, so that's something that I'm going to have to put a little note on so I can work on it. Accept misfortune as the human condition, and I do. Because I do go with everything. I just kind of like, okay, well, I accept that, and let's move forward from here and figure out what we're going to do next. Instead of dwelling on, what it is. What do you mean by accept disgrace willingly? Accept being unimportant. Oh. Yeah, I can understand how you can, you know what I mean, think that you're important. Yeah, because sometimes I do that, like whenever Jeff reads my little comment, if if he did, like if he ever did, I'd probably get all giggly, kind of thing. Like, ooh, he read my comment, kind of, you know, which I have. I admit that, I delved into that a little. But I don't think it was like bad or anything, I just got a little bit giggly. I guess it was kind of a bad thing to gloat, like, hey, he read mine. But I don't know, sometimes it seems like a hug from somebody. It's kind of like whenever you post something and it means a lot to you, you wrote it out and you form the words and you critique the words so elegantly so that you can express exactly the way that you feel. And it takes time to do that, it's not easy, collecting your thoughts and then collecting the words and then stringing them in an exact order so that it says, so that if whenever a person reads it, that they get the exact feeling like if you're saying it to them, like you're putting that meaning behind it. Then I like to do that with writing, especially whenever I'm commenting on some of these, like video and trying to make them feel good about it, because it's important to put that in there. So, yeah, you could feel like, excited because they gave you a hug, can't you? That's not being like that, I don't think. That's just being excited because somebody likes you. But then I guess that you shouldn't live off of that. At the same time, you shouldn't live by that, is kind of what it's saying, I think. So you have to accept that disgrace willingly. Kind of just got to bow down and say, okay, well, he didn't respond off of it. Oh well, kind of thing. So if you can take it with a grain of salt, I think you're fine. You know. But I think you can get giddy about it, like, I mean, there's some times that people give me a hug off of my words, and it feels good to get a hug. And I gotta admit, it is addictive. Then people didn't know what they were doing whenever they built them, but it does feel good. And it doesn't feel, it's not like, that I'm doing it because it's our community, we're all hugging each other. And I think that that's where it comes from. It doesn't come from, ooh, I'm getting subs, or it's not a selfish feeling. It's more like, oh, I'm glad he's seen it, and I'm glad that that made him feel better, kind of thing. Oh, and that hug feels so good because it does feel real. It feels like somebody's actually giving you a hug. But I think it's saying, don't be humble. Be humble about things. Don't go at it, you know, like you know it all and like you're the bomb. You have all the answers. Because then you just make an ass of yourself because sometimes, you just don't know what the hell you're talking about. Especially nowadays whenever everything's mirrored and flipped around. Like, I'm afraid to talk about anything because of the Mandela effect. Because some people don't know what the hell I'm talking about sometimes. They're like, what? And I'm like thinking that has to be a Mandela effect, and I go home and sure enough it was. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading. What do you mean by accept disgrace willingly? Accept being unimportant. Do not be concerned with loss or gain. This is called accepting disgrace willingly. What do you mean by accept misfortune as the human condition? Misfortune comes from having a body. Without a body, we could be, or we could there be misfortune. We could there be misfortune. Or how could there be misfortune? I knew that didn't sound right. I'm like, wait a minute, he could be, what? It's my eyes, I'm getting old. And it's getting dark, and how I have this light, and I'm getting old, and I have to go like this in order to see it, There it is. Misfortune comes from having, let me reread that way we can start over. What do you mean by accept misfortune as the human condition? Misfortune comes from having a body. Without a body, how could there be misfortune? Okay, I can see that. Let me reread that for you, just so you can understand that, because it's a little bit easy, but then not. What do you mean by accept misfortune as the human condition? Misfortune comes from having a body. So you have this body, and misfortune comes out of it, comes from it, comes within having this body. Now, without this body, how could there be misfortune? So if I'm free and out there and I'm doing my thing, how could there be misfortune to that? I don't know, I'm not there yet. How could there be? Surrender yourself humbly, and I do. Then you can be trusted to care for all things. Okay. I'm almost there, guys. Love the world as your own self. Then you could truly care for all things. Love the world as you love your own self. Actually, you know what? I kind of love the world a little bit more than myself. Because I go out of my way to do things. Like recycling and I don't know. So I think I'm good. So far only 1, 2, 3 things I have to work on. It's in here. that I see that I'm having trouble with. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm going to make it. Because it seems like I only have a little ways to go. I'm all the way up to 13 and there's 23. So there can't be much more of what I need to do, right? My gum is falling apart. Hang on. And two, I need a drink. Throw some cherry juice in your water. Clean out your pineal gland. It's supposed to be the best, according to a study that I was reading on. They were actually studying something else, and the study came across of, the pineal gland getting cleared from drinking them and eating cherries. Oh, oh. Look, it cannot be seen. It is beyond form. Listen, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Grasp, it cannot be held. It is intangible. These three are indefinable. Therefore, they are joined in one. So look, listen, grasp. It's beyond form, sound, and it is intelligible. Whew. From above, it is not bright. From below, it is not dark. An unbroken thread beyond description. It returns to nothingness, the form of the formless, the image of the imageless, and it is called indefinable and beyond imagination. From above, it is not bright. From below, it is not dark. An unbroken thread beyond description. It returns to nothingness, the form of the formless, the image of the imageless. It is called the indefinable and beyond imagination. Stand before it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. Stay with the ancient Tao. Move with presence. Knowing the ancient beginning is the essence of Tao. Stand before it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. Stay with the ancient Tao. Move with present. At first I thought it was talking about the meditation, because it does sound an awful lot like the light that you're seeing in meditation. From above it is not bright, from below it is not dark, and I'm looking at the light from below, an unbroken thread beyond description. That's kind of what it is. To return to nothingness, to form the formless, to image the imageless. It is called undefinable and beyond imagination. Yeah, because that would be the whole thing. Oh, I missed 7 serpents left. Pull this down, darn it. See, and that's what I mean about these. It didn't come up until just now. I've been keeping my eye on it. And I looked whenever he left, and it wasn't there. None of this was. Social media has a way of bringing out the ego in almost everyone. Oh, yeah, they do. Seven serpents had to run. Might be back in a few minutes. And Joe Info is still observing. And Chris left, right? Skull, check, break, main, kill. That was the last thing that he wrote. And I think that he had to go or something. I think he kept trying to come back in too, unless that was you. Yeah, I think that's what that means. I'm gonna go with that, I think. It's kind of like that, like the meditation and the whole white thing. Because if you stand before it, there is no beginning, and if you follow it, there is no end. Stay with the ancient Tao, move with the present. I mean, it would have to be whenever you're meditating and you're looking at that light and you're trying to get there and you're forming all these images in the meditation. Yeah, that would have to be it. It's describing it perfectly. Knowing the ancient beginning is the essence of Tao. 15. 15, yay! Not page 15, we're on page 17, but it is 15. The ancient masters were subtle, mysterious, profound, and responsive. The depth of their knowledge is unfathomable, unfathomable, because it is unfathomable. All we can do is describe their appearance. Watchful like men crossing a winter stream. Alert like men aware of danger. Courteous like visiting guest. Yield like ice about to melt. Simple like uncarved blocks of wood. Hollow like caves. Opaque like muddy pools. Opaque, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna reread that because I didn't quite understand it, and you probably didn't either if I didn't. The ancient masters were subtle, mysterious, profound, responsive. And the depth of their knowledge is unfathomable. Because it's unfathomable, all we can do is describe their appearance. Watchful like men crossing a winter stream. Alert like men, aware of danger. Courteous like visiting guests. Yield like ice about to melt. Simple like uncarved blocks of wood. Hollow like caves. Opaque like muddy pools. Just needed to see what time it is so I can put the kids to bed whenever they need to be going to bed. Looks like the boy is already asleep. Looks like his light is off. We can wait quietly while the mud settles. Who can remain still until the moment of action? I know, right? Observe all the Tao. Do not seek fulfillment. Not seeking fulfillment, they are not swayed by desire or change. What? What? No. What? I had to have read that wrong. Okay, let me start over. I had to have read that wrong. The ancient masters were subtle. The ancient masters were subtle, mysterious, profound, responsive. The depth of their knowledge is unfathomable. Because it is unfathomable, all we can do is describe their appearance. Okay. Watchful like men crossing a winter stream, alert like men aware of danger, cautious like visiting guests, yielding like ice about to melt, simple like uncarved blocks of wood, hollow like caves, opaque like muddy water, like muddy pools. Who can wait quietly while the mud settles? Who can still who can remain still until the moment of action? Observers of the Tao do not seek fulfillment. Not seeking fulfillment, they are not swayed by desire or change. Oh, I get it. I get it. So it's kind of like meditating whenever you're dealing with your powers. You just kind of want to set it there. Just set it. But then it takes some gumph to do this. You can't quit smoking and quit all your stuff. It takes gumph to do it, right? So I guess this is after you get that. Okay, so we went through the meditational part, and I guess we're at the part where everything matters. The part before that is what I was talking about, and the reason why I don't understand. Okay, let me reread this. Above, stand before it, it has no beginning, stand before. Yeah. Oh. That could mean too, like in information. The information, it has no beginning, it has no end, so you're never going to be able to find what you're looking for in the information. Which kind of ties into that, you know. Not seeking fulfillment. Like you have to get past all this other stuff first. And then you become the observer by just watching and, you know. But I can't help but to want it. I like it. I'm addicted. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to stop. I mean, how do you not desire something for yourself? You know? I guess I'm going to have to put a big fat no next to that one, that I don't do that. Or put a big fat star next to it. Darn it, that's 4. Damn. Let's hope I get no more. Hey, whoever stepped in the Joe info, the goal post keeps moving. Enjoy yourself of everything. Let the mind become still. The 10,000 things rise and fall while the self watches their return. They grow and flourish and then return to the source. Returning to the source is stillness, which is the way of nature. The way of nature is unchanging, knowing constancy, knowing constancy is straight, is in sight. Can't read it, I'm sorry, I'm going blind. It's like I have to squint. Okay, do yourself a birthday, blah, 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 blah. They grow and flourish and then return to the source. Returning to the source is stillness, and which is the way of nature. The way of nature is being unchanging. Knowing constancy is in sight. Is that supposed to be consistency? Just don't look right. Why doesn't this word look right? It looks like it should have an I in there. Knowing consistency, I think that's what it's saying, is insight. No, not knowing consistency leads to disaster. Knowing, unless it's constant, that word just don't look right. Why can't I pronounce it? I do this quite often, and I know I took on this word before with no problem. Constancy. Yeah, because it can't be consistency because there is no extra. It's constancy. Constancy. I guess got me. The mind is open. Knowing constancy, the mind is open. With the open mind, you will be an open-hearted. Being open-hearted, you will act royally. Being royal, you will attain the divine. Being divine, you will be at one with the Tao. Being at one with the Tao is eternal. That means permanent, forever. And through the body dies, and though the body dies, the Tao will never pass away. Okay, that was a mouthful. Let me reread that. Empty yourself of everything. Let the mind become still. Let me make sure you guys are chatting up and not asking questions. The 10,000 things rise and fall while the self watches their return. They grow and flourish and then return to the source. Return to the source is stillness, which is the way of nature. The way of nature is unchanging. Knowing constancy is in sight. Not knowing constantly leads to disaster. Knowing constancy, the mind is open. With the open mind, you will be open-hearted. Being open-hearted, you will act royally. Being royal, you will attain the divine. Being divine, you will be one with the Tao. Being at one with the Tao is eternal. And though the body dies, the Tao will never pass away. The very highest is barely known. Then comes that which people now know and love. Then that which is feared, than that which is despised. Why does not, who does not trust enough will not be trusted. I'll never fully trust anybody. I'm gonna go with that. Because if you can't fully trust yourself, you're human. If you can't fully trust yourself, then how are you gonna trust anyone else? That 100%. I mean, seriously. So, who does not trust enough will not be trusted. You can't trust evil people. So no, I don't trust everything. I'm leery about trusting. Is that okay? Or do I need to change that? Because the way I learn, is, if I'm human, then I make mistakes, right? And everybody makes mistakes, right? But if I make mistakes, then I can't trust myself 100%. I can trust myself pretty good, but just not 100%. So if I can't trust myself 100%, then how can I trust anybody else 100%? And I see where they're going with that, but how can you? You can't. You'd be tramped on. You'd be trampled. I mean, I don't want to trust everyone that I meet. That'd be stupid. I don't want to be stupid, right? So I guess it's saying just trust enough. Trust like you trust in yourself at first until you're proven wrong. Like you don't want to say that that's who that is, until it's there. I'm pretty sure that that's what that's saying. Okay, so let me read that over again. Make sure I'm right. The very highest is barely known. Then comes that which people know and love. Then that which people are feared. And I want you two to think about something. I'm going to come back up because I'm going to finish this one here. And then I'm going to get off. And then come back after I get the kids to bed because it's almost their bedtime now. And yeah, I'm going to have to do that. But then I still want to read this book. If you guys want to come back, that's fine. But I just thought I'd let you know that. Because I just looked up at the time and I see what time it was. I actually thought I had about an extra 10 minutes. Hello? All right. Okay, so let me start over. Hey, third wheel, whoever came in. We're reading Da De Chin. The very highest is barely known. Then comes that which people know and love. Then that which people feared. Then that which people despised. Who does not trust enough will not be trusted. Oh, so I can get away with that because it says who does not trust enough will not be trusted. So you can distrust somewhat, because it is true. If you can't trust yourself, then you can't trust anybody else 100%. So yeah, I was right. Okay, when actions are performed without unnecessary speech, people say, "We did it." When actions are performed without unnecessary speech, people say, "We did it." Okay. The very highest is barely known. Then comes that which people know and love. Then that which is feared. Then that which is despised. Who does not trust enough will not be trusted. Then, when actions are performed without unnecessary speech, people will say, "We did it." All right. We are now on 18. We're blowing through it. We've got until, I think, 23, it said. 27. 24. And 70. Wait a minute. 71. Wait, what? What?
Good night, Tina.
Notes and comments. I'll be right there. Go on to your door. I'll be right there. I'm coming. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we have this right here. Right there. And it goes all the way up to 50, 80, 81. 81. And we're on 19. But it's just that. And they're all like that. So I mean, we gotta blow through this by tonight. I think I can do this. I can do this. So I'm gonna go put them to bed, and I'm gonna cut out and then come back in again, okay? And it'll be Let's Read 3. All right? Cool. Everybody cool with that? I have no choice though, because they're waiting on me in there. You already came to the door. You gonna think night? You gonna think good night? Dr. Wayne Dyer who is not with us anymore, read this book and explains it. You might want to hear it. Okay. Hey, Tata. How are you? Who was that? Let me write that down. Yeah, because I might watch it real quick. Is it a video? Yeah, it probably is a video. Yeah, I will, because I'm doing that with the Hermetica too, with Wayne. So yeah, that would be kind of nice. And I don't want to just go to anybody reading it, so... Dr. Wayne Dyer. Is it Dyer or Dryer? Dyer. Oh, it's not a video? I'm not reading no other book. I don't have time for no other book. I'm trying to get through this book so I can get on to another book. You might want to hear it. I mean, unless it's a video and I can just steam right through it, I'm not doing it. I'm not reading no more book about this. This is the book. It does have an introduction, but the introduction and the notes, the comments, the notes in the back are copyrighted in 1986, so I can't read that online. But I can read the Tao, so I'm doing the Tao. And I'm just trying to do it with you guys and trying to figure it out. And I can do that. I can figure it out. It's not hard. It's not hard to figure this stuff out. I can do it. I know I can. Because I live it every day. I mean, it can't be that hard. I may not be consistent with it, but I do. Especially, I am consistent with the love part and you know, all that. So, yeah, I'm going to hop off and then I'm going to go do that thing and then I'll be back, okay? It may take me an hour or so. Because I'm going to wait for them to go to sleep because I don't want them to come and bother me again. I just want to read straight through, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to do that and you all have fun. If you guys, you know, happen not to come back, you all have fun, be safe, and everything that you do. Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna come back. I gotta put children to sleep. We're reading the Tao. If you just stepped in, I think somebody else just stepped in. On YouTube, Tate says. Oh, the Joe Info says thanks. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in to help me with this. And I know it does help you a little bit too. It doesn't hurt to hear it again if you already read it. you know, just to check yourself, because it is like a checklist, you know. And me reading it to you, you can go, hey, I got that. Oh, I need to work on, let me write that down real quick so I can work on that. So it does kind of eliminate a lot of things for you guys to do in ways, because you get to hear me read it and just kind of get to go and, you know, slash things off the list that you already got done and that you're doing. So I'm going to go put them to sleep, and I'm going to come back. It might take me an hour or so, because I think I'm going to run up to the store and get me some soda. I'm thirsty and I need something kind of like pop. All right, you guys have fun. Be safe in everything that you do.